What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Ad Podcast coming to you from CES. We are up in the Lawston Suite having a conversation with Vikrant Mathur, who is one of the founders of Future Today, an exciting company in the fast TV space. Vikrant, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So you want to tell me a little bit about who you are, what you guys do, and why did you guys come to CES this year?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we are a 20-year-old company, started in 2006, have been in the streaming space for about 15 years.
Wow, you don't hear about that kind of longevity very often.
Yeah, launched our first streaming service on Roku way back in late 2010, early 2011.
Okay.
Our claim to fame is that we were the fourth app on the Roku platform.
Holy cow. So you guys are old school. You guys have been at this for a minute.
We've been through it all.
Very cool. Yeah, and then I think I read somewhere you guys have like 300 channels or something across.
Yeah, so there's really two sides to our business. Okay. We have our own direct-to-consumer streaming services. So we have a service called Fawsome, which is general entertainment, movies and TV shows for adults. And then we have a service called Happy Kids, which is for kids and families.
Oh, beautiful.
So that's our direct-to-consumer side. And then we also have a platform business where the technology that we built for our own apps, we white label and provide it as a managed service to other content providers, studios, media companies who want to use it to launch their own streaming apps and channels.
Okay, awesome. And then is this just through kind of app store type stuff, like within the Roku or the Sling platform, or is it like also with hardware providers like Samsung and LG?
It's across the board.
Across the board.
So streaming devices, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, through smart TVs, so LG, Samsung, Vizio, through gaming consoles such as Xbox, mobile devices, right? You can find us on the web as well.
Across the board.
Across the board.
Okay. And then do you guys also manage the ad network? Like, do you guys represent the inventory as well?
Yes. So the beauty is for a content owner who works with us, they provide us, license us the content. And then we go out, in the case of running a streaming channel or an app for them, we would manage the entire process, including the ad sales. And then we would go out, monetize.
You do like a rev share or something like that?
Share back.
Okay. And then for companies that might not have enough content to support their own dedicated branded fast channel, do you also license content and build like your own verticalized channels, or pair maybe a content owner with other like-minded content to like fill an entire channel? Or what can you do for a company that owns IP and owns content but might not have enough to program an entire channel, but they still have good stuff?
Yeah, all of the above.
Cool. Okay.
Right? So we can license content for Fawsome and Happy Kids, which are our own direct-to-consumer streaming services. We can take that content and we can, as you said, launch a channel. In case you don't have enough content, we can then help you with distribution. We have relationships across the board, both with OEMs as well as other third-party services that license content. So we can also provide content to them as part of our relationship, monetize it, help you distribute it, and then rev share back.
Do you guys produce any originals?
We do.
Nice.
So last year we did a couple of competition series. We also did 2 scripted movies.
Wow, very cool.
So we're starting to dabble in that
Nice.
as well.
That's awesome. How does it look? Are you wanting to do more of that?
Yeah, I think there's
It's a little more risky, right?
It is a lot more risky, but I think the beauty is that we have a lot of data.
So you can kind of know what the audience might want ahead of time and maybe reverse engineer it a little bit, de-risk it a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. But then we also get pitched completed projects.
Nice.
Right? Movies or scripted series or unscripted shows that may be going to various film festivals, as an example, or have been through the rounds.
Been through the circuit and they didn't get the distribution, maybe like the bigger, they didn't get the Netflix deal, they didn't get the Amazon deal, but they're still looking for a partner.
Right.
Got it. Do you guys have anything in travel?
We have a lot of travel content.
Nice.
We did have a dedicated travel-themed channel called TripSmart. And it was, one of the larger channels, bigger channels in that travel category. But I would say over the last couple of years, we've migrated a lot of that content within Fawsome. So
Interesting.
You can find a lot of that content.
Yeah, just to make it more of a lifestyle and broader appealed audience versus a niche. Okay. Been a lot of talk in the fast industry, huge opportunity, a lot of growth, a lot of revenue, but mainly on the programmatic side, not as much on the direct sales side. There's just so much out there now. and all the hardware guys want less partners to manage. They don't want to run a partner network of 700 channels. They want to talk to like 10 people or the top 10%, right?
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling kind of the squeeze, so to speak, of the hardware or the partnership teams? Like, is that a valuable situation for you guys to have less players out there, or do you think the ubiquitousness of like anybody who can spin up a channel should be able to have one? What's your POV there?
Yeah, I think one of the unique situations about us is, given how early we were in the industry,
you've been doing it for a minute.
Yeah, we've got very deep relationships and across the board with pretty much every OEM. Right?
Got it.
So we were launch partners with a lot of the device manufacturers and smart TV.
That's awesome.
Operating systems, right? So that puts us in a unique position. So we don't feel the squeeze from that perspective. But from a monetization perspective, just given the macroeconomic condition and there's a lot more supply now in the marketplace, we see the squeeze across the board. So I don't think it's unique to us. It's just a function of the ecosystem.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff going on the tech side. Like there's been some issues with Samsung basically flushing their cookies or flushing their unique identifiers every 24 hours. So it's harder to find addressable inventory. There's been a little bit of a inventory issue on the technology side as well. Have you guys found any good solutions for that?
No, I think, these are all just, day-to-day operational changes in the ecosystem. I think there's a lot to be done in terms of getting this ecosystem to a place where it's mature, right? I think that's one of the challenges, just given how fragmented this industry is, right? At every sort of layer in the supply chain. And that was one of the advantages with traditional television, right?
Yep.
You like it or not, you had a common currency.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't like it wasn't like opening up YouTube and the world was your oyster, right? It was like, hey, these are the branded channels that people know and trust, and they have carrier relationships with the networks, and that's that.
Yeah, and from a measurement standpoint, you had Nielsen that was sort of the gold standard. Again, you can argue about
how effective it was.
But at least it was
there's a common currency.
framework and currency, right? So I think those are some of the challenges that we have to deal with. I think again, these are just operational things that as the industry matures, right, we will figure things out.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about CES. So what brought you guys out here? How was it? What did you guys do to stand out in the sea of people trying to get marketer and agency attention?
Yeah, it's we've been coming to CES forever.
Okay.
It's been one of those sort of marquee events in the industry for a long time. And I think it's really great to see the presence of ad tech and streaming television.
Yeah, especially because those two worlds are married, in a unique way. Like for a long time, it made sense for media to be here, but it was kind of fragmented, right? It was like media people over here, electronics guys over there.
Yes,
not a lot of synergy in between. I mean, there was always some synergy, but it wasn't overt. Well, in consumer electronics, TV is probably the most important thing in the category, other than the phone. And that is so symbiotic now that it makes a lot more sense, I think, for us to all be out here.
Yeah. And I remember 5 years ago, we all used to be at the convention center. I think streaming slowly sort of, got its own corner at the convention center. And then I think over the last, 3 or so years, we've all been here at the Aria and Cosmopolitan and, sort of the neighboring hotels. And it's great to have a home, so to speak, right? Where you can all sort of come together, talk about, all the great things that are happening, but then also about, some of these challenges that we talk about and get together and figure some things out and, sort of kick off the new year.
I love it. One of the things we heard from our Samsung partners when we were in the UK recently is creator-led fast is a hot topic right now. Every time I open my TV, Darman is in the corner. You know, people are looking to the creator economy as a way to maybe help these folks up-level their content. All these YouTubers really want to be traditionally famous, and be in long form and premium storytelling. You got Mr. Beast on Amazon now as the greatest example, but there've been a lot of other examples woven throughout. What are you guys doing to address the trend of creator-led fast channels or creator-led fast content?
Yeah. So we're really excited about it, more so because I feel like when we started way back in 2010, 2011, a lot of the content that we were bringing onto these streaming platforms was coming from the YouTube creators back then.
Interesting. Okay. So
And
you guys have been thinking about that from the beginning too.
yes,
Yeah.
when we, as an example, when we launched Happy Kids, I think it was in 2011, 2012, a lot of the content that we were getting was from these creators who were producing content for kids and families and putting up on YouTube.
It's perfect.
And so we've been very close to that side of the industry when, in 2014, 2015, the YouTube multi-channel networks were all the
MCN
rage.
space. Yep.
We actually partnered with pretty much all of them.
Wow. Okay.
Machinima, Style Hall,
Yep.
you name it, to create apps for some of their biggest content creators.
Smart.
Back then, I feel like the industry wasn't there yet, both from a consumption standpoint, also from an OEM standpoint in terms of embracing this content and really highlighting and showcasing it on the platforms. And so, from a viewership standpoint, it didn't really do as well
Yep.
as we see it do now. Right. Also, there was a difference in the content that was being produced back then versus the content that's being produced today. Right. Today, the content that's being produced on YouTube is because it's much longer form.
Yeah.
It's
like long form podcasting. Like you see a guy like Sean Ryan do a 5-hour show or something like
Right.
that. That's a lot of ad spots to fill. And people
Yeah.
watch them. They'll watch them over a few days, but they'll watch a 5-hour show.
Yeah. And so I feel like YouTube has perhaps accidentally benefited from that transition where 5 years ago, 6 years ago, a lot of the content on YouTube was very short form.
Yeah, short
right?
form still. Yeah.
But as YouTube pushed creators to create longer form content to get better watch time on YouTube, I don't know if they were thinking about CTV.
Yeah, right.
But accidentally, they've stumbled into this place where the content that's produced.
People open up YouTube for lean back on their TV.
Correct.
When they sit home at the end of the day. They'll open YouTube just as often as they open Apple TV or
Correct.
other stream or Netflix.
Correct. Yeah, because the quality of content is much higher. And then obviously because it's longer duration, it feels more like television
TV,
as opposed to short clips that you're stacking up and trying to fill your
And I feel like because YouTube is still technically considered freemium, like YouTube's the only app that I don't turn ads off.
Right.
Like on AMC or Paramount
Right.
or Netflix, I do the SVOD, but for YouTube, I still watch ads.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but that's just how I think of it for some reason.
Yeah, me too. And I get bombarded with YouTube Red offers.
Every day, right? It feels like
and every day I close.
It's crazy.
So, but it's a really exciting. I think the creator driven content category. I think it's a really exciting category. We work with a lot of these creators. I think the biggest creator that we work with has 100 million plus subscribers.
Wow, okay.
And we've worked with the likes of Blippi since 2014. Coco Melon.
The kid stuff.
The kids
like Moonbug stuff.
Moonbug. Pocket Watch is another
nice.
Close partner of ours.
Very cool.
Ryan and Twice. And,
Yep.
the portfolio of channels that they have. So we've been very close to that category, and it's just great to see that it's finally
and great to see
attention
that
it deserves.
like you were talking about on the promotional side. Like I don't know if that's a paid partnership or a promotional partnership, but I swear like 50% of the time the icon on the Samsung bar is a creator-led fast channel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good news. Awesome. Well, if the folks at home want to learn more about what you're doing or connect with you directly, where would you like to send the audience?
Yeah, so they can find our flagship channels, Awesome and Happy Kids, on pretty much any streaming device, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, on their smart TV. So they can go and watch all the content there. If they want to learn about us, they can go to our website, futuretodayinc.com, inc.com. So that's the corporate website and that's the parent entity.
Beautiful. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate your time. Take it easy.
Likewise.
See you guys.